So I'm out here at the reservoir right now, and the water's low this year. You can kind of see where the water's been and that it's quite a bit lower. You can even see back here on the berm, the darker is where the water's typically up through that light area, but it's quite a bit lower. So because the water is low, does that mean it's always going to be that way and that it's just going to keep getting lower and lower and lower and lower until there's no water here? Or is this just a season? Because last winter, so we're almost coming into September, so last winter we didn't get as much snow as we typically do. The winter before, in the state of Utah, the mountains, the average snowpack beat all records in recorded history for the most snowpack. So just 2 winters ago, we had beat all records and had more snow and moisture than ever in recorded history in the state of Utah. And yet now we're at a low point. So what does that actually mean for our lives? You know, sometimes we look at where we currently are and we panic. We think this is just, everything's going to hell, we're just dying, everything's falling apart, and there's nothing we can do about it. And we panic and we fall apart, and we forget seasons, we forget patterns, we forget years. And so right now in your life, you may be in a panic phase. You may start to look at things and you see things are dying off. The level of water is lower than what you expected or what you wanted. And you may feel like it's never going to change. It's never going to come back to where it was. And yet in life, we've got our mountains and our valleys, our ups and our downs, our winters, our springs, our summers, and our falls. And so right now, I just invite you to take a deep breath. Pause and recognize that you are here right now. You're alive. You're okay. And there are patterns that happen. Some things die off. That's okay. That's part of this life experience. Things die so that things can be reborn. And so there are some things in your life that maybe it's not serving you, or we're looking at the whole human story and the human experience right now. And there are certain things that are not sustainable. There are certain things, and I've known this for years, you probably have as well, as you've been seeing the state of the world and how we run things, and just recognize, you know, this isn't sustainable. At some point, it's going to break. It's going to fall apart. And we're going to have to rebuild and reinvent things in a way that's more sustainable. You probably felt that. And so as it's happening, it can be scary, but it's just part of the pattern. It's just entering a winter phase where things die off, right? And then it may be dormant for a little while. But just because it's dormant doesn't mean it's not alive. It doesn't mean that opportunities aren't happening. It doesn't mean that the water's not being provided in the form of snow that will then later provide future growth, right? So wherever you're at right now in your experience, just recognize that you are alive, you are here, you're okay, and there's patterns that happen. Things will change, things will be reborn, and things will die, and that's okay. But you are alive, you are here for a reason. You are a miracle, you have a purpose. I believe in you and I'm grateful for you, and that's why I'm here at Hope to Cope every day with a message of hope, and to remind you of these patterns, to remind you that you are a miracle, that you do have a purpose, and that you're okay. You will get through this valley, you will get through this winter, you will get through this night. The sun will rise, a new day will dawn, spring will come, and the water will rise, and you will rise. I believe in you. So thank you for being here with me today. If today's message was for you, go and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and remember that I'm here every day. So I look forward to seeing you again soon.